Why is Russia invading Ukraine and what does Putin want? This title on news of BBC Worldwide News. This is today of 28th of February 2022. And Russia, Ukraine, where? In this video, you can see.
The Russian government says it's willing to negotiate, but the Russian military has decided to bomb. This is Kharkiv, Ukraine's second largest city, as filmed through the windows of its residents.
So this video from window in Kharkiv in Ukraine, and says that there is military forces of Russia attacking Kharkiv, while the government of Russia is now in negotiation with the government of Ukraine. Why have Russian troops attacked? These Russian troops are closing on Ukraine capital days after Russia leader ordered a full-scale invasion from the north, east and south in Redouan. How much of Ukraine does Russia control till now on the 5th days of this war? And red colors these areas of Ukraine which was in control with Russia till now, in different locations in the north, in the east and in the south. And this is the capital Kiev. Kharkiv is near this area which is beside Belarusia, and this Donetsk Mariupol, it's an important port and Odessa is important port also. This is the Black Sea. How far will Russia go? Russia what will do in next days? It's now clear that Russia is seeking to overthrow Ukraine's democratically elected government. Its aim is that Ukraine be freed from oppression and cleansed of the Nazis. President Zelensky said he had been warned the enemy has designated me as a target number 1, my family is target number 2. How dangerous is this invasion for Europe? These are terrifying times for the people in Ukraine and horrifying for the rest of the continent, witnessing a major power invading Europe neighbor for the first time since World War II. This picture is very important. Russia's leader has even put his nuclear forces on high alert, and he is here press handout showing Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky on the front line with his soldiers. What can the West do? NATO defensive alliance has made clear there are no plans to send combat troops to Ukraine itself. So far, member states have sent weapons and field hospitals, and the EU for the first time in the history is to buy and send armies and other equipment. European Union (EU). At the same time, the West is targeting Russia's economy, financial institutions, and individuals. And these points for his economy effects and economy steps. One of the important things is that EU and UK and Canada have shut off their airspace to Russian airlines. This also the NATO and extra US troops in Eastern Europe. As you see in this map, some US troops are included in the NATO figures. Additional US troops shown are not under NATO command. Source Reuters. NATO. What does Putin want? These are the sentences for what does Putin want. He has not only demanded that Ukraine never join NATO, but that the alliance turns the clock back to 1997 and reverses its eastward expansion. He has complained Russia has now here further to retreat. That do they think we will just sit idly by? He wants NATO to remove its forces and military infrastructure from member states that joined the alliance from 1997 and not to deploy strict weapons near Russia borders. That mean Central Europe, Eastern Europe, and the Baltics. But this goes beyond NATO. In the words of Germany's Olaf Scholz, Russia's leader wants to take over Europe according to his worldview. What has NATO said? NATO expansion since 1997. These are the expansion of NATO, 12 areas. Is there a diplomatic way out? There seems a very little chance for this moment, or the moment, even if some form of talks is planned. Russia insists Kiev lays down its arms and demilitarizes, and that will not happen. Behind the war, any eventual deal would have to cover the status of Eastern Ukraine as well as arms control with the West. The US had offered to start talks. Let's go to see this video. It's very important video.
It shakes and it shudders under a fiery barrage. The attacks seem indiscriminate. It was a bloody day. The government says dozens of people have been killed. In the north, the city of Chernihiv has been targeted by artillery and by missile strikes too. A popular shopping center was hit and a residential building was partially destroyed. The Ukrainian government said there was an unknown number of casualties. In the south, the Russians have taken ground, securing the city hall in Berdyansk. But the community's residents did not cower. Instead, they faced the enemy and told them to go home. Such confrontations have been replicated around the country. As the attack on Ukraine intensifies, the parties met for talks on the border of Belarus. But there seems little prospect of success. The Russians began the day complaining the Ukrainians were late. We've been waiting all night to talk while their civilians are dying, said their delegation's head. The besooted Russians, here on the left, said little about their aims, while the Ukrainians have demanded an immediate ceasefire. Their president, Volodymyr Zelensky, seeks salvation in the West and sees his country's future in the EU.
Ми звертаємось до Європейського Союзу.
We ask the European Union to admit Ukraine immediately under a new special procedure. We are grateful to our partners for fighting with us, but our goal is to be together with all Europeans.
Later, he signed an application for membership and posted it online. As the Russians press forward, the Ukrainians sign up, here registering for the army in the city of Dnipro. We were asked not to show their faces themselves. Many are now making Molotov cocktails instead. Their commander,
І любов до своєї України, і вдячність Америки, Великої Британії, починність. Дякую.
offering passage to Poland by train, and tens of thousands want a seat.
Sooner or late, everything could come. So me and my kids and my mom, we are going to travel to Poland. Now we're gonna try because it's really hard to do now, and then we're gonna go to Germany.
It is a difficult journey, fueled by anxiety and disbelief, and their return beset by uncertainty. It takes cities like Kiev as the Russians deploy the might